All right.
Don't you dare cheers me.
All right, no cheers. Well, then you started.
I'm just giving you a hard time. I thought we already started.
Oh, hey. Oh, we didn't even see there. We didn't hear you come in. Welcome back to the Elk Lodge podcast, the #1 podcast in the universe.
To infinity and beyond.
Exactly. Today's guests, we have Janalyn Rose and John Mason. These are two very dear friends of ours from Sayulita, Mexico. Not originally, but that's where they live now, which is where JC lives. And JC's here on this one too.
Yeah, it was our first time having five folks.
So if you thought last week was hard to understand, boy, is this going to be...
Buckle up.
This is less drunk, but more people. So we'll see.
I think
you be the
it
judge.
might actually play out better.
I think so. And before we get started, as always, this show is brought to you by Hexa Coffee, the greatest coffee in the world, roasted in the city of Chicago. You can also check out their cafe in Roscoe Village. And if you go to hexacoffee.com, that's HEXE coffee.com, and check out using the promo code ELK, you'll get 10% off of your purchase. And they've got whole bean coffee. They'll grind it up for you if you want. They've got shirts. They've got all sorts of cool stuff, mugs, everything.
You're a pro.
Thank you. And now, enjoy the show.
Yeah. Did you see that episode of Rugrats?
No, I don't remember.
There's a great one. Angelica swallows a watermelon seed, and then they're like, "Oh no, like she's doomed. Like we gotta go in." They go in after it.
Inside of her?
Sure. It was like
Magic School Bus her?
It was Rugrats meets Magic School Bus.
That's kind of hard. I like that.
It was my favorite episode.
Did we watch the Magic School Bus recently?
We did.
Yeah.
With me.
We also watched Cat Dog recently.
Cat Dog.
Paid for that,
Cat Dog.
Alone in the world with a little cat dog.
Man, we had the great cartoons, to be completely honest. Like,
We got so lucky.
So many good cartoons, and I miss like Rocco's Modern Life.
Rocco's Modern Life was amazing.
Yeah, Rocco.
That was not for children.
No.
Ren and
There were
Stimpy
so
was
many.
not
Ren
for
and
children.
Stimpy.
Oh, yeah,
and
for sure.
Dexter's Lab was so fun.
Oh, yeah.
Dexter's
I
Lab was
really
great.
liked the Powerpuff Girls too.
Powerpuff Girls is amazing.
Have you seen my leather jacket? Anyway.
I thought that was a cartoon.
Is it fading?
Was that the
Is
bathroom door? Okay.
Back of the door.
Back of
Somewhere
the-
in there.
back of the door?
I was like, is that some sort of Irish cartoon? Leather jacket?
Have you ever seen Leather Jacket? Did you have that in the 90s? Growing up.
Great shit, leather jacket.
Oh, yeah.
It was
Have you seen My Leather Jacket?
just a stagnant shot of a leather jacket in the back of a chair. And there's like music.
And then a guy comes in like, is this my leather jacket?
Every episode.
And it's like, nah, that's not mine. And then the final episode, someone goes, yeah, that's my leather jacket.
What if it's the same thing, but like you never know when he's coming in? So that's the only thing that changes every episode. Like when he comes in to get the leather jacket. That's the only thing that changes.
So sometimes it's like 40 minutes in, sometimes it's right away.
Yeah, you never know.
First round knockout.
Just give him something.
There we go.
There was a show that got
Sit
really.
wherever you want.
There's a show that got really famous in I want to say Norway, and it was like a public access show, and all they did was place 5 or 6 cameras on like a big freighter container ships because they passed through Norway, and that's it. But then there's like a small documentary that I watched on YouTube about it, but like the whole country loved it. It got like the most views, and it's just like there's no music, no nothing. It's just like a fucking ship going through water, and that's it. To the point where people would wait at docks for the ship just to be on the show. Like, so you don't need much production or a good idea to like.
You do need a big ass shit.
Or
You
big
need a big ship, yeah.
Big
The ship is really your
But I mean, we also-
overhead.
we
That's
also-
your upfront cost there.
True. We also exist in a world where like ASMR is a thing. So like
Sure.
different.
Is ASMR less offensive than like foot porn? Would you say?
That was a great segue.
Foot porn, like where the penis is jacked off by a foot?
No, not
Where
even
foots
like
fuck each
there's a
other.
whole
Or just like
genre.
foot fetish, like-
foot
Okay, this
fetish.
is good. I'm getting a nice, like, what's
Foot fetish.
appropriate, what's not.
You had a
Yeah,
foot
yeah.
fetish not long ago. Is that what you said?
I bet a guy with a foot fetish not long.
Oh,
I'm not supposed to.
I thought you were like
Before
Did you want to like
post foot fetish.
lick your feet, play with your feet?
He told me.
Hello?
But he
What you gotta come in here. You
Yeah,
gotta
sit
bring us
here
in
and
here.
tell me.
Take your pictures and let's talk about this.
Can you
thing.
turn my headphones up, please?
I sure can, sir.
Thank you.
I think this is you, right? Oh, no, you'll be this one.
Well, yeah.
Is that better?
Oh, hello.
Hey, now.
Hello. Oh, that's nice.
It feels so weird being so away from
You're
everyone.
sultry.
I know.
Yeah,
I
JC.
can't hear JC very well. Why can't
No,
I
you
hear
can't hear me at all.
Because he's recording into there, not into
So-
what these are plugged into.
so
So,
one-
JC, you
one
feel
ear off.
if you
further
take
away.
one ear off,
I'm the head of
so
the household.
close, but so
Head of
far.
the house.
if you take one ear off, it'll be
can hear
better.
you.
You've got
Yeah,
such a
that's good.
great voice for this. You're
Oh,
like
thank you.
Yeah, right.
deep tones and the crispiness at the top.
Beautiful.
Thanks.
Wait,
Don't
but
get
I
too
like
hard.
being all in. I'm sorry, JC.
Yeah, it's
No,
all-
but
it's all
JC,
good.
you're the first. Perhaps we'll have 5 or 3 guests in the future. This is the head of the table. JC is the first to ever do it.
Yeah, you're brave. You're.
Oh my god, I just went
Good.
anime.
Yeah, you went full anime.
So you're the game show host, and we are.
Oh yeah, JC
The
maybe
two
could
teams.
Lucky
conduct
contestant.
this here interview.
Wow, yeah.
Any
Is there like
questions?
such thing as like a
You could host a
Podcast
game.
conductor.
We could do like
Right, this could be like the dating game.
the
or-
dating game would be funny.
But I have like
At
motions.
the end of the game, I want to know who wins.
Have you ever seen a host of a talk show? They don't do that.
They don't.
Do what? Like you're not conductor of an orchestra.
I mean, what's his name? Not Jimmy Kimmel. Who's the one, the annoying one?
Conan.
No, he's great.
Yeah. Okay.
The other one,
Fallon?
Fallon.
Aw.
This is like what Fallon does. But like, I mean, verbally, like say something, say anything. I'm Jimmy Fallon.
Do it with Christine. I'm gonna
Anything.
make sure.
Yeah, I'll do it with you, Christine. Say anything. How was your day today?
My day was.
How many, wait! I wasn't ready.
Oh my god!
How many points do you get for that? Do I have
Did
to
you
hit a
even want
buzzer?
to know the answer?
That's Jimmy Fallon. I'm sorry. What?
Do you have to hit a buzzer to come into the questions?
No, I don't want
it would
to. I don't
be
want to. I don't like
politer.
responsibility.
You don't want
so-
to be game show host.
No, no, not in that game show. I'm not gonna listen to myself. I gotta like hear you guys.
Oh, that's nice.
So we've got
Yeah.
Yeah.
also
Tricky.
Janalyn and John here.
Hi guys.
Just arrived today to Glendale, California. Traveling through California. We met them on Craigslist. They hit me up. They said, "Hey,
Is that
we're
really what
coming
happened?
through."
No.
No. Our good friends from Sayulita. So the history, and you guys should tell it. First, JC met Janalyn.
She was the first human being I met. That I talked to that was a stranger in Sayulita when I first went to Sayulita. Oh, I was like, "Are you yelling?"
Because I can't hear you in my headphones. If you're yelling, I'm
It was
missing
very
it.
confusing visually at first. But yeah, you know what, Jalen? I've never heard honestly, I've never heard the story from your perspective. I mean, I have like drunkenly, but like, I would love to hear from your perspective.
Buzzedly.
Perspectives. Let's go.
I'm like, all right.
Zoom in.
Well, where does
ready?
it start?
I'm
You,
just-
You ready? Because it's a good
I'm just
story.
taking
Yeah, we're ready.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a
We
good,
are ready.
It's a good story. So, if I were to really go further back than we need, there would be too many details. So
Okay.
I'll just start from the part where I left Kava Bar, where I was sitting next to someone that I decided I didn't want to be sitting next to any longer, and I walked around the corner by myself, which I hardly ever do, and I sat down in what's that bar called?
The red bar,
The red one, Hafa Hotel.
Hafa Kafa. I don't know.
No, it's Kava Hafa
The Mignon
Jimmy
bar.
Hoffa.
Les Suaves.
Les Suave. Les
Les
Suave.
Suave.
Les
Owned by the
Suave.
Frenchman. So then
Suave.
I sat down because I know the bartender, and I thought, well, this would be nice. At least I'm not by myself, even though I'm by myself. And then there's a guy to my right, and he turns to me and he's like, "Oh, hey."
Wait, did he turn to you with a finger, or did he actually have a
He
mustache?
had a massive.
He had a very
mustache.
massive mustache. He still has that massive mustache. by the
Yeah.
way, yeah.
And then he started chatting and leaning and chatting and leaning. And that was Steve, as we know. And,
You know Steve.
yeah.
Steve.
You might
Steve,
see.
the short guy.
Steve, the short guy.
No, he makes shorts.
Oh yeah. Okay.
She always says, "Oh, Steve, yeah, the short guy," and I'm like, "He's not
That short.
Oh yeah, he makes shorts. The short guy. Yeah,
That?
Sorry,
Yeah.
Steve. Yes. Okay, I'm with you guys.
Steve.
And so then he was inviting me to all these different things they were going to do this week and this and that. And he was leaning and I was leaning further away. And then,
Eventually, you leaned so far, you ended up on JC's shoulder.
no. I leaned so
You
far.
turned around
I leaned
like,
so far that I leaned on the bar and I looked through the window of Les Suave and I see JC and who's the girl?
Jesse.
JC and Jesse. Sorry, guys.
Names are
Forgot. Yeah. No, if they ever hear or see this, they would think that I would remember them because I do. And then we instantly became friends because he saved me from the Steve. So. But then it goes on.
But they
from
were
there.
friends with Steve. Or
Yeah, yeah.
what? Steve
Absolutely.
saved you from the guy you were trying to avoid, or Steve was the guy you were trying to avoid?
No. She left the guy she's trying to avoid to come to the bar, saw Steve. I helped her avoid Steve, the new guy that she wanted to avoid.
But then, so was there a moment you realized, like, oh, you're friends with this guy?
Well, no. So then Steve actually, somehow I was being polite and I gave him my phone number, but then JC saved me from Steve. But then Steve messaged me the next day and said that I should come to that event that you were filming with the donkey.
At the karaoke bar, yeah.
The karaoke bar with
Come
the
to karaoke.
donkey.
Donkey Okie.
And I
Donkey-okie.
decided that for some reason that I should go out and make friends. And then that's when I think we all scaled the wall.
No, that wasn't.
That was a different
Oh,
night.
no. That was like... Girl,
Okay,
that was like the
JC,
first
take
week.
over.
Yeah.
Okay, so all of that happened, but then I saw you came to the
That
bar.
bit happened.
Yes, that happened. Yeah, it's yeah,
So, talk to Janalyn. You were standing with out the window.
1,000%. So then Jalen shows up to Donkey Okie, and I'm not even gonna explain that. She shows up to Donkey Okie, and then then I talked to you for the first time and realized that you did photography and did all this film stuff, and then we kind of like bonded over that a little bit. That's when we first started like kind of like being homies, and
Pretty quick.
yeah, I was like and then
Well, then I found out that he was there to film them because they'd won the game show, and they were staying in the hotel that Jack Jones owned.
then you introduced us to Jack.
Jack Jones because
Jack Jones.
they were all sharing the like romantic suite, so all three of them were in this one round room and one round bed. And I was like, wait, I got this. And so then
What's
I
funny
had
about that?
I had Jack upgrade the three of them to like this big suite on the top floor. And then I came and lived with you guys and we played guitar.
Oh yeah, 1,000%. It was
So
like
wait, you got to tell the story of the game show that they won that brought Steve and to Sayulita.
yeah,
How did that happen?
that was what's that Wayne Brady show? I always forget it.
The Wayne Brady show.
It's like
It's not-
You Bet Your Life. No, it's not that. It's like
It's the Wayne Brady.
Let's
show.
Make
There's
a Deal or
Is
something
that-
like that.
Let's Make a
Let's make a deal.
Yeah.
Is that someone from the Brady Bunch?
He's not.
Wayne Brady? No, he's a black guy
from
who's
Whose
really
Line
good
Is
at
It
Good guess,
Anyway?
but no.
He was on the Chappelle show, famously.
You got Chappelle?
Yeah, like as Wayne Brady, like kind of being
I don't
funny,
remember
like
that.
Does Wayne Brady
Gnarly.
gonna have to smack a bitch? Like,
yeah, he's
it's
like
a whole thing.
Wayne Brady, but not as buttoned
That's
up.
Yeah, because his brain was like super clean. So, and yes, it's hilarious. So,
You need the context, but it's there.
I need the
Steve and Jesse
cultural
were on
upbringing.
the Let's Make a Deal, and there's okay. So for Let's Make a Deal, every the producers tell you to like dress up as certain things. So for that one specifically, it was like dressing up as prom or something like that. So they showed up dressed up as prom. They get on the show. They get picked to be on the show. They go up and they talk to Wayne Brady, and Wayne Brady's like, "Oh, this must be a new thing," assuming that they're in a relationship, and Steve goes with it and is just like, yeah, we're like in a relationship, whatever. And Jesse just stops, like, no, I'm single, guys, I'm single, and really pushes it. Okay, so Steve, contextually, Steve is a comedian, Jesse's an actress. They really played it up. Long story short, that clip went viral as fuck, like 13, 14 million views on Reddit and shit. Like it went super viral.
It was like man gets friend zoned on live.
Jesse is.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
And he's like, yeah, we're together like 6 months, and she's like, no, like I'm single, everybody. And then he goes like, well, like, can we talk about this maybe another time? Like he leans into it because like they're professionals, you know. So yeah, it goes viral as like man gets friend zoned on national TV.
Yeah, for sure.
But they win.
They win, yeah. And then we were doing boyfriends on YouTube at the time. We were doing comedy stuff, so they came over and we helped them do some shit.
Well, they win a romantic trip to
sorry.
Mexico, to beautiful Sayulita,
Sayulita.
Mexico.
That's
you
how
get
I
this
ended up in
romantic
Sayulita.
suite
And
at Jack
what's
Jones'
the
hotel.
premise of the game show?
I don't even know.
Embarrass your partner? Or
No.
No.
There's nothing like you
No,
guess,
that's just
you guess
built in.
money. You do some kind of wager.
They just introduce the people when they come up. So he's just introducing the people that they got chosen.
Then they played the game and won.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah.
But
there's
separately, it was
actual-
just like, hey,
there's
so
actual game.
you guys are what?
yeah.
Like
They
a
didn't
couple? Is
win
this a new thing?
Because of the.
After the awkward thing
Improv.
happened, then they played the game and
And
they
they
won that episode of the game. So they won a trip to Sayulita.
Okay.
Steve has also won Wiped Out, just throwing that out there.
Yeah, Steve wins game shows.
Yeah. Steve's kind of like Joey in the sense that he like universes things. If Steve believes in something, it'll just happen. It'll come to fruition very quickly.
And Joey's watching Korn right now. That's
Joey's at a Korn concert right now.
okay.
Correct.
Yes, I'm just
Yeah.
trying to.
You're keeping up. Great. You're doing good.
Yeah,
keep it square.
so that's how I ended up in Sayulita. And then we had a magical week. Holy shit! We saw Harley. That's where we met Harley. You almost we got locked out of our hotel room, and Janalyn fucking parkoured up a fucking building. And
I heard about that.
it was crazy. And then it took Harley, our friend Harley. She's like, "Do you have a credit card?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I do." And then she just fucking Jimmy rigged the door open. And I was like, "Oh my god, what a useful skill!"
Her name's Harley.
Oliver Twist shit.
Yeah, it was.
Social media for Fender.
Yeah, she does social media for Fender now.
that's a good
Yeah.
client.
And her name's Harley.
Harley.
What amazing
Yeah.
parents.
At that point in time, we went to go see her, and she was on a trip for one of these Victoria's Secret model people, and we went to Punta Mita to go see her. Because I remember she was like, "Yeah, grab anything to drink." It's on my tab. And I
Does
was
she
like, "Alright, cool."
does she wear leather jackets a lot?
No,
Her
she has
name like
great
Harley.
fashion sense
She has
though.
great fashion
Yeah.
sense. She
She's-
messaged me today.
Yeah, nice. Oh, we should hang out with her.
We should.
She just came back from Mexico City.
No way.
Yeah.
But
She's
does
actually
she
here
have a
right now,
leather
ladies and
jacket?
gentlemen. Harley, if she just
You
walked
had it set
in.
up.
I
Like
don't know.
that? She comes out of the table.
Yeah,
She's been
she-
down there.
Oh, yeah, like a cake.
Man.
But yeah, anyway, that's
Okay, so that's what introduced this whole friend group to the city of Sayulita, Mexico, which has
Yeah,
become a pillar in our
in our
world,
lives, kind of,
sort of.
especially
Yeah.
in my life. Yeah, it's
Especially
What's the name
yours.
of the
Yeah.
game show?
Let's make a deal.
You're still in the game
Oh
show.
no! I want to give credit where credit's due, because if you really trace it back, it's whoever.
It's Wayne Brady.
Wayne Brady.
If he really
Yeah.
traces it back.
We're you know what? His address is probably easy to find.
Joey's
We're
at
gonna
a
go.
corn show. I don't know what's corn.
Oh, corn.
Like,
Yeah, Joey's at a. This is Joe, the corn.
He's got to be rocking out with
The end of
it.
this podcast is going to be our made-up
chip the
sign
tooth,
language.
Joey.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like
seriously.
someone's gonna listen to just the audio and be like, "You bleeped a lot," or like, "You cut a lot out." What were you saying? You cut a lot of names out.
lots of gestures.
Then you would talk about the names, but then every now and then they'd be just gone. That'll be my dad's note. So, Dad, if you're listening to this, what we're doing is a sign language representation of each person's name. Steve is a finger for a mustache. Jesse is the glasses, for example. My dad listens to them. He doesn't
Yeah,
watch.
and corn,
he the
corn on the
only
cob
one
for corn.
that
Probably is the only one.
What's
Pretty
your dad's
regular.
name?
Werner.
Warner.
Werner.
Werner. E-R-N-E-R. Yeah.
Hello, Werner. You've done well.
You know
what?
Just a good pod there. Good pee from a pod.
This is for
Thank you.
Werner, but I feel self-conscious now because I feel like I'm like he doesn't like when people talk over each other.
Yeah, he hates. He's like when there's four of you, a lot of crosstalk. A lot of crosstalk. Hard to keep up. Hard to keep track. And now we have 5. So hey, but we're doing way better because we're less drunk. The
This is
last
true.
episode was with JC
copious amounts of
and
alcohol.
we got really drunk and we kind of have our dynamic is a lot of yelling. I feel like it's kind of our like
That's a little yelling.
how it's our language.
Your
Love
boyfriend.
language.
That's our
We're
love.
boyfriends.
It's your
Yeah,
boyfriend.
It's our love
We're
language.
Do you
boyfriends.
want to take a minute to talk about your plans for the boyfriend?
Well, tomorrow, Joey's probably coming over, and we're going to do a little writing session. He's coming over for some writing of
Season 3.
boyfriends. Season 3. Or a movie, or whatever.
movie.
But okay, so
Or a short.
Or a short.
then, during the
Those are
pandemic,
things.
or a short film, could be.
Or sure.
Short, because Steve's the short guy. I get it. Oh, man.
Brought it back.
That
She
was
brought it
good.
back. I caught it.
Very good, Janalyn.
First
Pro
sign language
move.
podcast.
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen.
But it's like,
It's
you know,
actually
like,
not true. We had some sign language
Yeah,
on
we
before.
did.
I can
You're
tell,
right.
like, elk is this. Now we know elk.
What's the lodge?
The lodge was this.
simple,
Oh.
like a house.
So elk lodge.
Do you know what I love you is in sign language?
It's something like IL.
It's that.
Just this one.
Simple.
But you have to do them in order.
Oh.
But it ends up like that, which is.
But you know what we learned? Sign language is different in every country.
I don't care. Someone told me that,
That is
once.
wild.
That's universal.
Because I stopped doing that
I
at
hope
rock
it's
concerts.
universal. You never know.
When someone jumped into me that, this is the
You know
sign
what's
of the
universal
devil.
sign language?
Yeah, I
I'm
feel like that's rock out.
Well, I think
Yeah.
it's without the thumb.
oh yeah. This is one.
Devil horn.
Yeah.
Rock and roll.
But with the thumb, it's I love you.
Oh, that works at a concert too. Like, look,
So you can
love you,
join
bro.
in with everybody,
Oh,
but you
that's
don't
nice.
have to worship anything you don't want to worship. You just stick the thumb
You
out
just
and be
worship
like,
them.
It's love.
love you guys.
Spread love.
And
There
you're
you go.
still included.
The devil might be down with love, though. We don't know.
It probably is.
I
He's a
prefer
thumb
the
away
devil.
from love, you know? He's just a thumb away. Basically, he is love. Minus a thumb? I mean, what's a thumb? That's not a big thing.
You know what's the
Not
universal?
That's the same thing that Scruggs says.
Scruggs.
Scruggs doesn't even need a thumb. He spreads love.
Universal
without-
Sign Language.
Scruggs spreads love without a thumb.
Universal Sign Language for I want to love you is.
I thought that was surf
So,
up.
Dad, if you're just
That's
listening,
Shaka.
JC
I guess
did
it's
like
the
the
same.
Shaka thing
Surf
by his
up,
face,
sex
almost
up.
like he's on the phone,
Oh,
and then he
no, it
stuck
is.
his
That's
tongue
the
out.
phone.
Call me.
Oh, call
yeah.
me. Oh, it was like call me, but he
That's
went.
universal
oh.
for I want to love you all languages.
I
Sign
want
language.
to
I want to love you long time.
I guess I mean if you have phones.
Scruggs,
If
what
you
would
have
you like
phone,
to
yeah.
say?
Oh, he made a sound.
Scruggs.
Sorry.
So with Wayne Brady taking us to Sayulita, now JC in the pandemic moved to Sayulita, and then John comes into the picture.
John's a newbie.
But wait,
It was a
you
I'm
came down
very new.
first.
I feel like
Well,
there's
sure,
some
I
stories
came
in
down.
between.
And we filmed a music video.
Right.
true.
Okay.
Janalyn shot a
Then
music
when
video
you
for
guys
us.
came back, JC was like, "You got to come to this place, Sayulita." So we booked a trip where JC and
Magic
I went.
Pueblo.
We shot the "I Got You" video, which is awesome.
That was in
Janalyn shot the
February.
got you.
Janalyn shot the "I
Did
Got
I
You"
watch?
video.
Is that the one where you surf?
Yeah.
He surfs.
I tried.
It's good.
Surf.
It's so
No, I'm
good.
kidding. I
I
just
carried a
wanted another
surfboard. I
sign.
carried a
Is that the one
surfboard.
where he's like, "I want to love you" all the whole time?
He's like,
I want to love you.
And then that was before JC moved there. Then JC moved there, and then John. We're skipping around, but
Yeah, skip 2 years.
when did you get to Sayulita, and what brought you to Sayulita? Like, how did you find this treasure?
Yeah, I'll rewind a little bit.
Good.
Quickly.
Please.
In the Alps because of lockdown, which is what a swish.
That sounded weird in the
Oh, no,
microphone.
it was good. It was like that's what the Alps sound like
Oh, yeah, that's
Clean
for the
glacial
Alps.
water.
Jesse,
in the spring.
In the spring, please.
In the spring. Mine, I don't have
Keep
enough.
interrupting
Yeah.
the ASMR.
Anytime you want to say Alps, you just point to me and I'll give it to you.
Cool. So I'm in the in time. You get that? Springtime. And I'd had enough of being trapped in the beautiful part of the world. It's hard to be down on it when it's you look outside and it's like inside you're a bit like the world is fucked. But then you open the window and you're like, look at all the birds and these massive mountains and ski slopes and everything. Yeah. Sorry. No, another soundbite. It's good. And so, long story short, I had no money, but I had a ticket to Los Angeles.
From
Sorry, San Francisco. From
Get a new
Sorry, thank
sound.
you.
That is the Alps.
the Alps to LA.
But what's
because
the
it been
San
it been
Fran?
Oh, San Fran?
I don't
I
know.
don't know, like a person shitting or something. Sorry.
wow.
Pardon
Sad
me.
but true.
People poo
No,
in
sad
the
but
street
true.
Isn't
sometimes
that
in San
showing
Francisco.
the colors of like I'm from LA.
I've seen people shit in LA too. You know where I never saw? You know where I never saw someone shit?
The Alps, yeah, it's clean and crisp up there.
All right. Anyway, so you booked a flight to LA.
Well, yeah, I had a ticket that
In the-
had been
during the
rescheduled.
pandemic?
Yeah, because I was gonna come straight back because it turns out I love America
Nice.
for all of its good stuff and its bad stuff. Anyway,
God bless it. No, I'm sorry. Keep going.
no, please do.
Apologies.
Why?
Continue.
Well, don't apologize. It's good. And anyway, so I had to hitch to the West Coast, made some music with a good buddy, then hitched down into Spain because my ticket was from Madrid to San Francisco, but then happened to have some weird logistical planning error from Iberia that said, we've changed your flight and now it doesn't work, so you can change your flight again for free. And then I was like, I better just check this isn't a sign from the universe that my original plan was just shit. So I went online and turns out I couldn't have got in because it was all closed. But I can if I go via Mexico for 14 days. So I had enough on my ticket. I could only afford to go from Portugal on my ticket value to Mexico. So I had to then hitch to Portugal from Madrid. And then spent a week there. There's so many more stories trying to tangent from this, so I'm trying to stay. And anyway, I get to Mexico. I know one person. She lived in Sayulita, so I went straight there because I needed somewhere to stay. And then passed my 14 days, had a great time. Didn't meet any of these folk. Then got up into California where I did a summer of like recuperative gigging, where I went back to gigging after like 18 months.
About half an hour from where my parents, my whole family live.
Wow.
Yeah.
Before we met, yeah.
Wow.
literally. And I was at the other end of the Jefferson Street staying with a buddy over Bottle Rock for 2
Yeah,
weeks.
the main street where my high school is, my parents live on the north end of it. His buddy where he was staying lived on the south end, and we
Wow.
were there at the
Funny.
same time.
Well,
But we didn't know each
whoa,
other yet. Yeah.
crazy.
Really quickly, just to interject for context, John Mason is an amazing singer, songwriter, musician, and as is Janalyn. These both are extremely talented. Just tossing that out.
Sounds very kind
Thanks,
of you,
Nancy.
mate. You also,
This is a
every
table of
single person
musicians.
here is a talented musician,
Especially
vocally
Scruggs.
and instrumentally. This is pretty good
Okay,
Some heavy hitters.
so you're
Amazing.
gigging in NorCal.
I'm gigging in North Cal, decided that this is where I should be. And I was like, right, I'm not going back to Europe, so I'm going to go back to Mexico when my visa was up, and I'm just going to find a way back in. But in the meantime, my buddy AJ, who I'd met hiking in New Zealand, in the Southern Alps of New Zealand, I went for a coffee and basketball shorts, and then ended up a mountain, and then lost the trail, and then bumped into one other dude who'd also lost the trail. We became fast friends over the last 6 years. That's AJ.
Sure.
So
Crenshaw?
What, AJ, what's his symbol?
Crankshaw.
Crenshaw.
Yeah, it's great.
He lives in a van. So
He was down. He was down there
You know
working
who else
on.
does?
Love it.
Or he used to.
They should
He
be
used to live in the van. In a, anyway.
the red one. The red
That's
van.
like the engine puttering in the back. Because they don't run good sometimes.
Do you remember?
The red van in that
I
song
find
that you guys
stereotypically
released.
there's an issue with the van also. The wheels need changing or something. Anyway.
on the bubble.
Down the.
I was about to say that's racist, but I was like thinking about a
There's
vehicle.
what? Vans?
That's racist.
yeah,
George
yeah.
Guys must have.
Okay.
My bub is racist.
So you hit up AJ.
So you were you were
AJ
in
drives me. Now I'm in.
That's
Now I'm in.
that's,
No,
So-
that's Northern California.
We're far away now from.
we're far. We're in. Oh yeah, that's a great
That's
sound.
Northern
That's Northern
California.
Oh,
California.
yeah.
So we're gonna go. AJ Bob Up comes up in his Bob Up and spends the weekend with me. Here's my new single that just came out last Friday. It's his because the master came back, and he's driving me to San Fran Airport at like 4 a.m. in the van in the Bob Up to take me down to Sayulita, which we don't have a sound yet.
It'll come to
It needs
us.
to be the chimes.
just always
Get
so
the
loud.
chimes.
Oh, my.
It's always so loud there. So many sounds.
Yeah, and he
All
says to me,
Oh, that's good.
Oh, that's great.
we have
That's
it.
it.
Let's
That's
sit
it.
down,
I'll
sir.
save the chimes. There'll be something else.
So
Yes.
I'm in.
San Fran.
Yeah,
Ian, no,
NorCal.
that's.
NorCal.
that's NorCal.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm in.
'Cause he was
Distantly dreaming of driving down in AJ's Bob Up to catch a plane to. And AJ
Yes.
says after hearing the song, "Dude, I gotta make a music video for you because that song's the best one I've heard." He doesn't sound anything like that. I got one American accent. They don't know.
Just change your accent to not an accent.
But we know.
I appreciate that song. I want to make you a music video. And I was like, sweet. I got no budget, so let's do it.
AJ owns a mine, by the way.
Yeah. And so
Only drinks sweet tea. What the hell?
He's a prospect.
He was born in
yeah.
a church
I built my
in
van out of
Georgia.
whittled sticks.
Doesn't run so good
My
because
Baba
made of
is-
sticks,
He
but
was,
that's what
he was also born in the Chevy Chase Baptist Church.
Yeah, he was baptized in the Chevy Chase Baptist Church.
Baptized by Chevy Chase himself.
Chevy came
That's
in
two
that
steps
day.
closer to God than the priest.
Okay, so
So that's what I sound like. to you.
sonically, I forget where we are.
Sonically, I'm now
Georgia.
in Sayulita. And this is a nice little loop back. My friend Sarah, who I met in Portugal, because I had to hitch there to get to the flight, the only flight I
In
could afford.
Madrid, right?
She owns a surf camp, and I was trying my luck desperately to play a gig during COVID times to pay for my stay because I couldn't afford my stay. And she and me struck up a beautiful friendship. She's a lovely woman, and I did a gig for her, and she gave me the whole thing comped. It was amazing. And then she sent me a message when I got to that time, and she said, and this is actually her accent, "John, I find 10,000 euro. I give you 5,000 for music video." And I was,
I didn't know that.
yeah.
I knew she financed it. You
Yeah.
didn't know she financed it?
I was there. I didn't even know.
I don't know if I told
she's
you.
in it too, in the
She's
party
in it.
scene.
Yeah.
She's a cameo.
She has
And
to.
in the beginning. Yeah, she's all up in it.
She
Yeah.
is.
Oh, yeah, the beginning.
She is.
Wow.
So then I'm like, AJ.
Oh,
And
yeah,
he's like,
the
yeah, John.
bench.
I'm like, I got the funding. He's like, I'm coming down to, and we planned this video. He's like, you write the video script and I'll be down there to film it. And I'm like, I don't know how to write video scripts. I'm so literal. It's ridiculous. I just heard my lyrics and then I tried to think of scenes where those things were actually in the video. It's going to be terrible. But the process led me to meeting Janalyn and JC. Actually, can I be romantic just for a second?
Yes, please.
Sure.
Ew.
Well, sure.
No, I'm kidding.
So now I got a plan. I know why I'm in Sayulita. I'm going to make a music video. And I was staying with this 6'3" Slovakian blonde girl, Christina, who I'd met on my very first trip through before. And she's messaged me. She's beautiful. She's like
Christina should
She
be a
looks
model.
like a supermodel.
Yeah.
She
She
should
looks
be
like a
a
supermodel.
supermodel.
1000%.
yeah.
Yeah.
And she's
So-
hilarious. No.
She's such a great person. And she's like, John, you stay with me. I have spare bed downstairs. You stay with me when
They
you
were-
come back to Sayulita.
They were staying in my private yoga client of like 3 years in her house.
Whoa.
Yeah. So interconnected.
Whose
all of
name
it.
was also Christina with a K.
Oh, that's also
They're
true.
both Christina
Both
with a K.
Christina.
So there's all these like
Shout out to Chris.
handwritten. Yeah,
Okay.
she's
Both
lovely.
of them.
Both of them.
Shout out to Chris's cookies.
Handwritten letters all over Christina's apartment saying, Christina, we love you. And I'm like, how long have you been here, Christina? No, this is the owner. She's also called Christina with a K. It's crazy.
This accent is very good. Also.
This is
good.
This is
This one,
Christina.
you-
So
nailing
far,
this
2
one?
for 3.
I do
get-
feel compelled
AJ's
to tell
going-
you the other one is a little bit rough.
Wait till you meet AJ. You'll be like, oh,
You'll
man.
be like, you
poor guy.
nailed it.
He's like, hey,
Nailed
guys.
it.
Yeah, AJ talks like,
Hot damn, AJ, you sound just like John said. Damn, he won't no line.
he want no lie about you.
Something
We
in me,
tried
though.
and find a sign language for you, but his accent was just too damn good.
Too muddy.
Something in me wants to hear AJ do that accent there. I would-
AJ is also a phenomenal musician.
Yes. Shout out to AJ.
Yep.
What a talent.
I
I
got some
texted him.
bangs.
He's
I got
coming
some
up
sound
tomorrow.
Boom.
You'll be able to.
Beautiful.
Beautiful, mate.
Yeah.
And his brum brum.
He's dope.
He's dope.
And just blah, 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 blah.
So here's the romantic part of the story, which actually links us together. It's much better than the music video stuff. Which, great jobs, by the way. JC was the director for one and the editor for both. So
I was an extra, but whatever. Anyway. I was just kidding. I was just
flew in from LA, like
That's
someone having a
barely
party,
it.
I'm going to come and
I
steal
don't
the
know
show.
if I made the cut even. Anyway, sorry.
You guys are
I
great.
cut around you.
I had such a good
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
You were the
Like,
medicine.
This face is too forgettable. We'll move on.
You were the
Forgettable.
medicine that soothed the aftermath.
You were great. Because you know how it was all stop-starty and it was 5 hours delayed and electricity kept going off.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And everyone was just like, why are we here? And
But we
then
got blessed.
that kid as you ran out with a brilliant sound guy and just floored everyone.
It was true. It was like everyone was dancing, everyone was singing.
It was
But-
dope.
Yeah. But the preceding fifth dimensional part. go ahead.
Yeah.
Romantic part. So,
Oh, the romance.
so me and Christina are getting ready to go out, and she's a very good looking lady, and she's single, and she's like, John, I don't know why guys they don't talk to me. I must be ugly. I think that's almost word for word what she said, and I was trying to be inspiring. So I was like, look, it's all in you. You have to open the doors in your mind. You have to like walk around, maybe even initiate it, but like you have to believe that someone could love you. And I was like, for instance, I know tonight I'm going to walk out and I'm going to meet a girl and she's going to be the girl. And she's like, no, John, it's not this easy. You don't just say it and it happens. And then we went to the first bar to meet some friends of ours. And there was a guy playing a violin. And it's like an open bar on the cobbled streets. And I saw Janalyn in the corner of my eye. And I was like, that's the girl. So I pretended to be interested. I mean, Adnan's a great violinist. I was actually interested in his music, but I could hear it fine where I was. And I was like, I'm going to get a better vantage point so that this woman can see me. I even tipped him twice because she didn't see me the first time. I had to walk in front of her to tip him. This was getting a bit sketchy. And then she didn't really see me. So I put my drink down on her table. And then she clocked me, but she was sat with two rather good looking fellas. And I was like, one's probably a boyfriend. But I'm still going to do it anyway. And then I kind of looked and I was
bold
like,
move.
oh, yeah. And then Janalyn was putting the bucket round for Adnan to try and like get Adnan's a violin player. For those who don't know, he's brilliant actually. Yeah, and she came up to our table and I was like, I already tipped him, but
Twice.
yeah, something like that. And then I said, I'm a musician as well. And then Janalyn invited me to a sound bath and jam. Ran off to get, this is the best part, ran off to get my number. So she went back to get a phone to come back and get my number. And my buddy Vince, is now a very close friend of ours, stood up to congratulate me on like scoring a number from a hot girl, but very loudly and kind of uncouthly stated it
Shout
in a
out to
more
Vince.
American frat boy way of like, you just find it so easy. That's not how Vince sounds, is it?
That's you're bad at accents. for people
American
you know.
accents, though. You're good at
Yeah,
all the
Afraid
other
not,
ones.
John.
That's true.
No,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
afraid that's probably not how he
Vince
sounds.
is
I don't know
Vince
it, but
is
I would
very
guess.
smooth when he talks.
You
He
do
talks
Vince.
very
You
smooth.
do
Yeah,
Vince.
do Vince.
You do Vince.
Well, can I interject a little part of the story that's interesting to me?
If you do it as Vince. No, I'm just kidding.
The part of the story that's, well, Vince has, he just talks in a smooth, slow way. And he actually
You've
very,
got that.
so well,
That's you.
Very nice.
so well spoken. The part that I was thinking was so interesting is that, so JC was actually supposed to be at the table with me that night, but you were editing. And do you remember two things happened? I was supposed to be playing a gig that night with Adnan, and I came back to borrow the mic stands. Was that night, right? And then that's why I was carrying the tip jar around, because it was like our gig. And then secondly, who he was sitting with, I had met Vince's friend Justin, who he'd befriended months ago at yoga the first time he was in town. And so I already knew the table, so I was kind of comfortable, like, okay, you know these people, I know these people, right? So, but the reason that I even knew Adnan was because I had decided to start doing these paddles that I do, and met him because he lives on a boat, and he's the one that asked me to play the gig. I never would have been at that bar that night, right? So it's just,
So you,
Just-
when you say
just-
paddles, you mean paddleboarding?
Paddleboarding, yeah, paddleboarding. But just to add on to that, we went paddleboarding and we saw the boat and we're like, we got to make friends with the boat.
boat
We got
guy.
to make a boat friend. And
Yeah.
you're
You
like,
were on the paddle trip as well.
no, I wasn't. This was like maybe a week or two prior. And Janalyn's like, I'm going to make the boat friend. And like, she did it. Because I remember you went home, you're like, made the boat friend, plays violin.
and when I got home that day too, it was so funny because I'd been on my motorcycle and I ran into the boat guy in town, and I invited him to the jam, and then when I got back, JC was looking out the window and he was looking at the boat. He could see it from our window. It's the only sailboat that was parked in Sayulita at all ever. Well, other than Chris's, which isn't there all the time, but
Yeah.
But
I
the
know
landlady of Christina, the
Right.
other Christina.
so
Yeah, she got
Another
a boat.
Chris.
the
Christina with a
reason
K.
The
Number
plot
two.
thickens.
She comes back
Exactly.
in. She comes back in.
It's
She'll be back.
wild. It's so interconnected that we could just like, if you put it all out here, you would think you were looking at like some mystery.
Like we're trying to catch a
mastermind
murderer or something.
Yeah, it's like some beautiful mind shit. It's like
Yeah.
red string.
Yeah.
And it all leads back
wild.
to Scruggles. So,
More or less.
so Janalyn comes over to get my number, gets weirded out by Vince's proclamation of how easy I found
She
it.
heard.
Vince say
What
something.
he said?
He said something along the lines of,
Well, basically, let me say this too: is that when I'll do it my best. Well, because when he asked if I would play a gig with him at one of his shows, because I was supposedly playing at this gig with Adnan, which was the first gig that I'd played in Sayulita, because I'd kept my guitar in the house for like 5 years. So that's like the irony of all of it. But then I was like, I don't know you. You can come to our jam. And we had just started our jams like you guys had, like inspired by your jams
Nice.
back in the day. And so I don't know. I guess I don't know if I heard Vince and I was thrown off or.
you definitely did. 'cause
But
you
what
had
did
your-
Vince say?
So you had your phone out, ready to go, and Vince stood up from his seat right next to you, and he was like, "You just find it so easy to pull," and then that bitch's word that I'm not really allowed to say on my granny will put soap in my
Pull
mouth.
bitches, so you find it so easy
He
to pull
pulled a
bitches. Is that what he
bitch.
said?
He said, "Oh, you pulled a bitch, bro."
He's like,
That
you
shouldn't
sorry
even
as a fun. You find it so easy to pull them bitches.
And I was like, this ain't no bitch.
Oh, so you heard him say, you're like, I ain't no bitch.
And
Biatch.
then Janalyn's phone went back in the pocket, and she walked away.
Oh,
However,
shifted
here's-
body language.
Here's where it all comes around.
Vince?
Because Vince's friend Justin and they were staying together for the month. They'd hired an apartment. Justin was the connection that Janalyn had just mentioned that she'd already met.
They were staying where Chris was living.
That's where we get into.
So wild.
Because he knew her. I was like, do you know what? This is the girl, so I don't need to run into that horde of ridiculously good-looking men and try and puff my chest out. I can play the long game here because the universe is on my side. That's what went through my tequila brain.
Beautiful.
So I walked off
Good
without a
thinking.
number, and Vince was like, "You don't want a number?" I was like, "I don't need to. It's gonna happen."
No, because
It'll be
I
fine."
said, I was like, you can just grab my number from Justin if you want it. I said that.
You probably
to
said
guys.
that, but my tequila brain
That was a good
like,
face for that.
That is like, what I'm like,
Yeah, I felt that. That was
Yeah.
like, ooh.
Yeah.
That girl's mad at me.
I felt rejected. I'm over here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, and then I went back to Vince and Justin's house, and we discover that they're living underneath my landlady Christina because her boyfriend is some mad architect from Madrid who built this beautiful set of apartments right in front of the ocean with the VW van that goes up the side as a lift. It's been hollowed out.
where we had Thanksgiving.
Juan Carlos.
Wow.
No, his
Javier.
business partner.
Javier.
Javier's
and
business
Juan.
partner is Juan Carlos.
And
Yeah,
Juan
yeah,
Carlos.
it is.
Yep.
Yeah, those guys.
And Javier,
JC's local.
who built that, is the one that suggested to Chris that they do yoga because he was so stressed about building that place. And now
Wow.
they live in it, and that's where Justin and
Vince
Vince were
had
renting
hired
a spot.
the apartment underneath in the same complex that they designed while they were there. So Christina, landlady, is now there.
Mm-hmm.
And then one floor down is Vince and Justin, who I've met, who've introduced me to Janalyn, who's then teaching Juan Carlos, Javier, and Christina yoga on the floor below.
Fuck.
It's like,
That's crazy.
And so then you got her number, or you just
Kismet.
ran into her again?
no, I think I texted her, and then she said, "Why do you have a 707 number?"
because that's the area code I grew up in.
Holy.
And I haven't had a 707 number since
Because you got this phone
since
while
phones
you were
landlines.
up in NorCal near
You
where
are a
she.
smart, peach-looking chap. aren't you?
Wow.
Because at first I was
That's
like, I
why
don't even
you're-
know who this is. Like, should I respond when I first got the mother? And then I was like, oh, 707.
Wow.
That's cool. Weird.
I remember you coming home and being like, met this Irish dude who sings, he's coming over. And I was like, all right, cool.
Sweet.
Right.
Aren't you
Down.
Scottish?
Cool.
Yeah.
Boss.
Scott.
Oh,
So, okay.
stop.
So then.
That's the best part. I probably,
I don't know who the Irish
I
guy
probably,
was. Yeah.
I probably
He
did
had a
say
big
that.
one of
Irish
these.
fella, yeah.
He had a big one of these going up.
Sorry, Werner, we're all talking at
That's for
once.
the American accents.
forgive us, but we had to interject for geography. Okay?
Okay, so then.
So then I rock up.
AJ shows up for the music video.
Yeah. So I've met all these guys because
Well-
I come up to a jam,
Well,
meet you.
just
Yeah.
really quickly.
Pre-AJ.
You came over with a bunch of friends. It's like when I met Keely and shit that one night.
Wait, JC. The night that he showed up the first time for a jam, we had a
The
jam.
Irish guy?
Well, no, yeah, the Irish guy.
Irish guy, this
Wait, the first couple of jams we had were like tons of different people and like guys and girls, and the place was filled. But the night he showed up, there were 10 men and me, and that was the night that
yeah.
he showed up.
Oh my
That's
God,
cool.
you
Oh,
guys
okay, that
were
is the first time.
basically
That is-
on The Bachelorette. Like that, you were. That's what that sounds like to
For
me.
sure.
Just like,
Yeah, like, yeah,
one
come in strong
eligible
with a good
Bachelorette.
entrance. Like, get your time in.
It's so funny.
There's
It
like
kinda,
a confessional of John just like, I just don't know if I'm going to get my time with her tonight.
honestly, so sad. And
in my
he's like,
head,
you know what?
I'm
I'm
not-
feeling good though. I was feeling good going
That
into
makes a lot
it.
of sense to me.
Yeah.
And now I'm not sure.
Just
And
'cause,
not
like-
just that, but they were all really, really handsome
looking.
dudes.
Every guy in
So let me ask
Sayulita
you,
is
let
so
me ask
hot.
But
Is
everyone's
do
hot in
the-
Sayulita, though.
Everyone's hot.
You just gotta
Do
get
the
used to
men
that.
outnumber the women? Because I remember, like, growing up, I would maybe sometimes go snowboarding, and like there was a reputation for the mountain towns because people, like, guys would go move to the mountains, and there was seldom any girls there. Is it similar in Sayu? Like, are there more
It
solo guy
fluctuates, but it's
travelers?
always just like the amount of hot women and hot dudes. No, it's just like it's
It's just
pretty
everybody's
even.
hot.
It's a beautiful.
It's pretty even
mixture.
for yeah, I would say.
I mean,
It's
sunshine
100%
really
hot
goes
dudes and
far for
100%
people.
hot girls.
But do you
Yeah.
think
That
that, there's
fills up the
more
pie chart.
male solo
Yeah, exactly.
travelers than
It's
female?
impossible.
Not at all.
It's impossibly
It is
hot.
an
No, I like
interesting, and
that.
it's like super interesting.
But
place
I will say, oh sorry,
Oh,
I will
go
say
ahead.
I can't hear everyone. So I'm just like I'm like yelling. I will say,
But that's your thing.
but if you walk into a room like that, the one thing I've learned about Sayulita is you can walk into a room with extremely attractive people, especially when you feel like, oh, there's this girl that I like, and like there's a bunch of attractive people around, whatever. But like a lot of them like suck. So it's like,
Not that night.
this is easy.
Not
you
that
know?
night.
Like,
There was not one sucky person.
They were hot and cool
Hot
and
and
nice
cool.
and
There
funny
was
and good
JC.
teeth.
There was Nick.
well, I
Ryan
mean,
Mountain.
you should walk out as soon as you can.
Ryan Mountain.
Who I also just heard from today. He's great. Also loves music. Great musician.
Who?
Ryan Mountain. Remember Ryan?
I love
What a
Ryan.
name.
know.
Ryan
I know.
Mountain.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
And he looks like it.
He looks like Ryan Mountain.
He looks like someone who, like, if a mountain town could pick one man to represent them and
This is
model
so
a sunglass
interesting, though,
brand,
for me.
they'd pick Ryan.
Because I just thought you were so confident when you came in. I was like, oh, he's a confident dude.
Not only confident, but like as if it didn't matter. He was like, I'm just here.
Yeah, it was the
I'm
whole
just here
like
for the
Irish thing,
music,
like the whole like walking and just like. I'm kidding. I know.
Andy did that thing that you guys know as musicians. You've got like how you were going every other song today or whatever. Like he came in and he was like, oh, why don't you play a song? Oh, play another one. Like it wasn't like, okay, it's my turn, you know?
No, I like that.
Generous.
I
A
pay
giver.
attention to that.
Yeah, I remember
yeah.
that being, I was like, oh, this guy knows what he's doing.
Well, I also remember at the end of the night, like for me and John were the
Good
only ones. Well, it was you and I for a little bit there, and then I remember I was like, "Yeah, dude, like I really like because you played some music." I'm like, "Oh, that's amazing! Like he's clearly amazing." I was like, "Yeah, like let's play me some shit." I don't know, and then you heard some Bad Kid As You shit, and then that's when I was like, "Oh, cool! Like we're homies," and that's yeah.
And then you
So-
freestyled for about 2.5 hours. without
Oh, was
taking
that
a
with
breath,
the
which is impressive.
the violin?
You are Aquaman.
Adnan wasn't there that night.
He was there the next time.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I don't
Sometimes those are
Oh,
the
yeah.
best.
That's
Because
what
I
was
was-
it? You
'cause
had
I was
too much
bartending.
music juice.
Music juice.
Music
Yeah.
Too
A
much
lot of
music.
talent
Music
and
juice.
shit.
I did that classic thing when you walk into a situation where there's one female who you're falling in love with and you don't even know who she is, and there's 10 really attractive dudes. You know, that common situation
This is a song. by the way.
where you're watching everyone's interactions to be like, one of these guys is probably her boyfriend. So I want to
Looking to read the room a little bit.
I don't want to.
Not trying to get punched in the face tonight.
I'm not trying to get punched in the face.
You want to be
Yeah.
respectful.
Also, you know, I'm
Or
just
you
not that kind of guy. You know, if he's there, I'm not going to do anything. I don't know
Oh,
about
that's
him.
that's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
If
Plus-
he's there.
Sure. Well, if he's get there, yeah.
Can I interject once more? In American common like
Are you talking about accent?
phrase of speech, right? It's sausage fest. Do you know what that means?
Yes. So that one has crossed the pond.
Is
They call
there?
it a banger fest over there.
That's what I'm getting.
No. A banger
Do you
fest
have
is
another
different.
term? Do you have any other term? Is there another term in like Scotland that you
There's
would
plenty.
describe that situation?
There's plenty of terms, but sausage fest is pretty common.
That's
Sausage
universal.
fest.
That works.
Okay, good to
International.
know. I don't.
Good question.
It doesn't come up that often for me, but at least now I
great
know.
question.
I know how to
A
use
true
it.
Glaswegian would have like a plethora of different phrases for that.
I mean, but we're
Yeah.
in Mexico, so it's a salchicha fest. Just
What is it?
Salchicha.
salchicha. Sausage in Spanish is salchicha.
Ah,
Salchicha fest.
Ah.
Oh, good to know. It really is
Salchicha
international.
fiesta.
That's so sad. I mean, I don't think the female word for like there's too many girls here and
That's
not
just a
enough
dick part.
guys is as well known.
Has that situation
Which
ever
is-
Where's the
happened?
term?
Has it ever occurred? Is that why there's not a name for it?
Sure, there's plenty of times
Yeah,
when
give
there's
me one example.
Taylor Swift concert. We just call it a Taylor Swift concert.
So that's what it is.
Or
It's
the
a Taylor
Met
Swift.
Yeah, it's like, well, it's a real Taylor Swift concert in here. You came out looking for me.
I like that.
Wow, it's a real Taylor Swift concert in here. Let's get out of here. No, what's the term? There's an actual term?
I don't think there is.
Oh, okay. Well, there is now.
There should be.
I've always
There's
wanted to
not.
start slang, so this is making me very happy.
We got one. Bracketow indeed. Okay, so wait. So you're just kind of like playing it cool, jamming, being all Irish, and then you
Well, you left.
like,
Playing it cool.
oh, you left.
Yeah,
Did you
he
say
did.
goodbye or did you just Irish goodbye?
I drunkenly talked to you last, and then you dipped out.
Wait, but didn't you, was it that night or was it a different jam where you went to bed, but then you came back out at 2 a.m. to talk to him
So-
and pitched the idea?
Oh, yeah.
So this is what led to that.
Couldn't
Moments
sleep,
of
bud, huh?
Brilliance. So JC, it's actually the
Had an
second
idea.
time I
Laying
It was the
awake,
second time. I
drunk
thought
with
so.
an idea.
He filmed it. Or recorded it?
I did, yeah.
Yeah.
I recorded it
Yeah.
because it's brilliant. He came out in his boxer shorts. He'd already gone to bed, and he's like, "Guys, I got the idea." And I'd been talking about my video for the song I've just released, which JC has edited. But at that point, that was my only budget. I was like, I got 5. It's not that much money. I'll just get one video. It'll be cool. AJ's coming down, but we need someone to edit it and then JC's like, I'm an editor. I can edit that. No problem.
That's kind of how JC talks a little.
That's exactly how it sounds.
Yeah. He's gringo style.
Except for he would say, I'm gonna fucking edit this.
I'm fucking edit bitches out that shit.
finna edit
I got my friend Bo coming down. We're gonna do a rap concert. I'm gonna edit all the way around his face, and then we're gonna see his face because he's got a little face that I don't even want to put in my fucking music video. But anyway, the music video is gonna be great. You're gonna be in this place, and all that. The light's gonna come up, shine it, and then we want to get it all perfect.
Dude,
like
that's how I talk.
Just don't show me no
If I close my eyes, like, who is talking?
Yeah,
I just
seriously.
can't
It's hard to
tell.
know. We're really
That's the Puerto Rican
confusing.
aspect.
So what was the idea? You come out, you say, I got the idea for the music video.
Oh, it was brilliant. It was brilliant.
No.
You're naked.
Because he played me a song, and I was just like, oh, I love that song, and I was like, I have an idea for it, and then we were just kind of like shooting the shit and pitching stuff like back and forth. All of us were, and then I pitched you something because I was like, oh, I like the idea of like being it like completely opposite because it's such a nice song. So I was like, well, what if you make the visuals not nice? Like it's the opposite of
I
what.
love juxtaposition.
It's great, but you're missing how it happened in my eyes.
Oh, let me know.
I'm making a music video for one song.
Oh, that's true.
And JC has said his goodbyes, goes to bed. I've only just met the dude. He's clearly not dating Janalyn, so I'm like, sweet, you like this guy.
Yeah.
He's
You're
gonna cross him up.
You can come with the fest.
It's like 3 possibles left.
Nick or Vince. Or
Game of Clue.
start focusing on Brad a little bit more.
This is so true. Anyway, and he burst back and was like, guys, I couldn't sleep. I had this idea. For your music video, it doesn't specify the song. So I'm like, cool, I'm all ears. And then, now comes your...
Oh, then I
dressed
pitched
in
the
his
idea.
boxer shorts in the middle of the room.
I went to lay down. I was thinking about the video, and then I was like, whatever. I laid down, and then I started writing my notes. And I wrote a whole like treatment down, and I was like, well, they're still out there. I hear them because it was you and Nick. You and Nick were still out there.
We're
talking.
not loud at all.
And
Talkers
you were
talking.
there, and you were laying on the bed. You were like laying on the bed.
Nick's still on the media list at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nick's tough
and then I
one.
walked out and like and then I told you the idea.
Well, you didn't just tell me the idea.
But then what
You're
happened?
like, so imagine this. One camera shot, single shot, all the way through. There's jungle. There's a bit of sunlight on the sand. You fall down dressed in a nice suit, but you're obviously... Why you know? I got to do this in your accent.
No, you know, you're doing great. You're doing great.
We're good. I was following you. I like how you stopped it.
Keep going.
And you fall down, and as soon as you see the sunshine, you're in pain. You ain't seen the sunshine in a long time. Ain't been no sunshine in your life, and you're ragged. You ain't fresh. You're in a suit, but you ain't fresh.
That sounds like a rat from
And
New
then
York City.
You fall over again, and behind you, 3 beautiful women with machetes come into frame,
swimsuits.
like you just escaped their lair, and they want to kill you. And then you start running. And you run and they chase you and arrows are flying at your head and shit and you're doing all kind of stunt moves, but your elbows all fucked up and you can't really get away, and eventually you break out onto the beach and then there's this queen, she comes out of nowhere and she kills your ass.
With the machete. And so then what happened after you
I
said
got
that?
kind of black standing at the end.
I just want to, let's give a round of applause for that monologue. That was
I would say it's a slow clap kind of moment. For
Wait, but do you remember what happened?
Probably not. What happened then?
Do you remember what happened?
Then what happened?
What?
I ran into we had a 3-bedroom, and so one of the rooms was like an office / where all the clothes are that I use for if somebody's modeling or photo shoots or whatever. And I ran in and I put on these like floor length white pants with the slit up the side and this like little white thing, and I came out and I was like with the machete, and I'm like, oh, you mean like this? The machete, and I did this huge sister kick across this.
Dude, yeah, because Jalen's a fucking Bond girl.
I was like, I'm ready.
You are a Bond girl. That's a great description.
Janalyn is like yoga expert, everything flexible, everything the modern woman needs to be. So her kick is so like, and then she pulls out proper machete, and then my mind clicks to like, JC wants to put her as the main lead in my music video.
Yeah.
The girl I would love to. Yes.
You go, JC, you're a genius.
Yes.
Yeah, you did it.
But then I also follow with like, that doesn't make sense with the song. And then he's like, explains that it's the other song that I played for him. And I'm like, dilemma. I've got budget for one music video and I've got one song finished and one song written that he wants to shoot a music video for. And my brain just goes, shut up, John. She's wearing a beautiful white outfit and she wants to kill you with a machete. Go with it. This won't happen again.
Wow.
So I'm like, sweet, we'll just do 2 music videos. And he's like, I love that idea, John.
Wow, beautiful.
Wow,
That's
I think
exactly
very
how I
nice.
said
What a
that.
meet cute.
That is
exactly
a
how I
meet
sound.
cute. Okay, then you're shooting the video. Then I flew down because JC. Well, all that was told to me is like we're throwing this big house party. We're gonna perform.
That happened.
That's all I knew.
That
Yeah.
actually happened.
So
And
I
hit
get
you up,
there.
2 days before.
I
It
arrive.
wasn't even.
It was
And you're like, all right, like
Very
catering is here. We gotta let's set up over here. And I'm like, what's going on?
production,
And yeah,
yeah.
you're like, let me show you these shots from the other day. Like I'm like walking into a war zone almost. You know, like people are in such go mode. And I was like, what is?
We were at war.
And you guys are like, we are. Yeah, shooting a video is
Shit
kind of like
escalated
war. Like
really
people
quickly.
are.
and then the police were there.
And so anyway, yeah, you guys were like, I'm like, oh my gosh, so we're shooting a music video, and then we're performing. I don't know.
We'd already shot one. And
Yeah.
we hadn't slept. And none of us had slept in like 5
Exactly.
days.
Everyone was on like
It
today.
was-
I
it
think
was
I
a
really
real
was the
production.
first day I met like actual John. You know, the John I met in Sayulita was like just like
dripping with
Sweat.
sweat.
dripping with sweat, half naked. You know, like the shirts are coming like
Had a painted
so
face.
tired. Like,
Yeah, you
but
know, this
also
guy's
in this
white.
like
I'm glad I made a good
focus, like
first
making it
impression.
happen mode. It was a good first impression because even within that, you kept it going. You had to like perform. You know, like you walked into the thing where we're like, yeah, good actor.
Sure.
And then, but
together.
remember the part about, because he was just saying, this reminded me of the John that he met today. What did Christina say to you right before you left? Do you remember that part?
Before I left to meet you.
No, before you left Sayulita.
Which Christine?
With the K.
They
Yeah.
both. You're
She
so
said-
witty.
She said, "Oh, John, I never believed." Sorry, that's a terrible.
No, keep going, keep going.
I can't do it. That's
Keep
like
going.
an English
Oh,
accent.
John, I never believed it could be possible, but you show me it's possible. You just have to say it and believe it.
Wow.
Wow.
Beautiful.
Manifestation.
And so, how's Christina doing? We should check in with her maybe on the next episode.
She just got
Has
back
she
to-
found
she
love?
just got back
We
to
She's like,
need
she's
to know.
dead.
She's great. She's hilarious. She's so.
She's
funny.
in.
She's in the music.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's inside.
Good.
She's inside.
Yeah, she was cool.
Yeah.
Everyone's inside. Jealous. I keep seeing new people go back. I'm just like, ah.
Right, like
Yeah.
you're missing the party.
We
You're
should
late.
Yeah.
we
Nick
should
and Brennan
explain
just got
how
back.
much stuff escalated, because during that last day of shooting for the actual original music video I was planning to shoot was going to be over 3 days, and then it got squeezed into 1 day at the end, and
I just want to know what it feels
and that's
Oh, nice.
oh right, okay, cool.
Coming by me?
And then the party went off so big, partly due to this kid is you, that kid is you. Thank you. That the police got called and everything. Everyone got kicked out of the house and everyone was homeless.
Oh God! For like a month, we were all homeless
Oh,
and sharing each
God.
other's places. And it was,
Yeah.
That's how big. That's how much it escalated.
Wow.
and then
Wait, for a month? What the hell? So that you just
'cause it was
could
high
never get
season.
back into the place, and then you had to find new places, and you just couldn't.
couldn't find anywhere to live.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just had to find new places.
Janalyn just
But it was fun.
had to come and live with me, which could, in hindsight, should have been my genius plan, but I stumbled into it anyway.
And then we went and lived with JC, and then we went and stayed in my Airbnb. It's been, now we're here.
Yeah.
Here.
It's been wild.
You sure?
Stay
Wow.
now.
That is an adventure for sure.
Gotta use the restroom too.
That's the PC.
Or we could do like a 1 minute change
Oh.
to give everyone a
I mean,
fair
I've never sat.
representation.
Well, I guess I've sat here before, and you sat there.
I never sit
But
up
I've never
there.
sat on the other side for a podcast. I've certainly never sat here.
No.
It'd be a good experiment in perceptions.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What do you
might be a totally different show. Our voices might get
I don't
lower.
even know where to look in all this spots.
Did you call the police because of the accents?
I
or?
never call the police.
She doesn't snitch. She's not a snitch.
You got really nice
I-
eyelashes. The way you stared me down then.
Thank you.
I was gonna be. I started being scared, and then I noticed the eyelashes, and I was like, "They're really pretty."
Hey, I got a question. Like, I've never hitchhiked in my life. I'd be
Really?
scared to hitchhike. I would never like book
I
a
never
flight and be
have
like,
either.
okay, cool. as long as I can hitchhike there on time, I'll make the flight. Like that was part of your. But anyway, I've never hitchhiked in general. Like I bet you guys have. You both have hitchhiked significantly through your life.
Oh, you got great.
You're adventurers, the two of you,
With the speedos.
which I respect. But yeah,
Should I tell him that story?
give us some
What
good.
do you want to know about hitchhiking?
Like, will I actually get murdered like my dad says?
Did you get
illegal in the
murdered?
States to hitchhike?
I think
I mean, it's not
So-
very common, but people do it. And like, if you got a knack for it, I feel like those people don't have a problem. But
I've
I just
done
sort
it
of
here.
am like insecure about it. I'm not confident in myself that I'd be able to get a ride. I don't like soliciting people.
Oh, I could
for
probably
things.
get a ride. That's not the hard part. The hard part is not getting murdered. You could get a ride.
Well,
you
for
just
you,
might
the hard
not
part is
become
not
a-
getting
We're
murdered. For me,
I
the hard
discussing
think
part
the
is
same
getting a
for
ride.
you
Hitchhiking.
too.
Oh,
Honey.
hitchhiking.
Okay,
Hey,
yeah, so,
honey, you got good
but
lashes
what good
yourself,
hitchhiking
okay?
stories do you guys have?
With
Yeah.
those lashes, you could get
He's
a ride.
got good lashes.
You
These,
both
they
have
don't have
great
mascara on them,
lashes.
but these are crazy.
Do you do butterfly kisses to each other? Because
Not
that'd be
yet.
like the best of the
Haven't
best.
yet.
Ew.
Tonight, we'll let you know how it goes. We'll give an update on the next
We'll
episode.
holler through the door, okay?
Yeah.
We'll let you know.
We'll hear the
While one
flutter.
of us
But
is
you don't
speaking, we'll be
need
like,
to.
by the way, butterfly was good.
We'll hear the
shit.
flutter.
You'll hear the flutter. Yeah.
Butterfly flaps at
It'll
wings.
sound like, oh,
And everyone knows they had a
I have
good
a sound
time.
effect for it.
Oh,
Yeah.
we need that. Oh, it's not even in this room.
What does that mean? I've never hitchhiked.
Butterfly flaps its
They've
wings.
never hitchhiked.
Let's have a round of eyes. Who's hitchhiked? I.
Wait.
I
Talk about
Oh,
the
I thought you meant
butterfly kiss.
eyeballs.
The butterfly
Yeah.
kisses.
I thought-
butterfly
yeah, I thought you meant eyelashes.
kisses.
That's so extra for that.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
But if you think about the butterfly effect of these
It'd be
stories,
funny if you did that in the middle of the night.
That is the good
Just so loud.
Did you hear something? Yeah, I heard a butterfly kiss. Shh, it's okay.
The butterfly.
Yeah,
cool.
Hitchhikers. Hitchhikers Guide to the...
What good hitchhikers stories do you have?
Plenty, but Janalyn has a great one.
Hit us, Jay.
okay, I'll start.
Speedos.
I've never hitchhiked. I've only ever paid for rides.
You can't turn to
That's
the
a
ride.
good question. I'm not judging you. I've only ever paid for rides.
Yeah.
I just say money for them.
I'm sorry. I can hear everyone now, so I feel judgy. No, I'm kidding.
But okay, yeah. What's your best hitchhike story?
Okay, well,
then, man?
hopefully, because we're talking over each other, you missed the part where John tried to Tarantino my story. So hold that thought.
we
You can
missed
say
it.
it at the end if you want.
We missed it. We missed it all.
Good.
Just got to go for a butterfly kiss.
With Hifaso? Hifaso. Scargles has very long eyelashes as well.
Butterfly piss. Is that
Butterfly-
Yeah.
Ah, very good.
I need to take the chimes.
Probably should. No, I'm just kidding. You're all right. Okay.
Okay, so I was hitchhiking through New Zealand when I was about 24 years old. And I had started in the North Island where I was a San Diego lifeguard at the time. And we had an exchange program with New Zealand, which I was not doing. But I met some of the exchange guards in San Diego in the summer. And they said, if you ever want to come over here, just let us know. And I had said, oh, that sounds great, but moved to New York City to try to play music out there. And I was like, this is cold. And so then I decided to go to New Zealand. So I hit them up. One of them picked me up at the airport, and I stayed at one of their surf clubs, which are like these huge houses on the beach where everybody stays, lives, and then they lifeguard. So I went around the North Island hitchhiking, but they were all lifeguards, people I knew, right? And then
Okay.
one of them was the sister of that guy, and she was driving with her parents all the way down to the bottom of the South Island for college. So I got a ride with them. But then after that, they were like, you're on your own. So that was my first actual like out hitchhiking experience, and I had fabulous different experiences. I went to Queenstown, where he's been before, where he met the people who live 20 minutes from my parents' house. Anyway, longer story. So then I met a kid in the airport right before I went to New Zealand who played the djembe, and I was traveling with my guitar and with my baby Taylor. And so I'd met him in the airport, and he messaged me and said, hey, meet me in Christchurch, which is at the top of the South Island, more or less, for an Ani DeFranco concert.
Nice.
She's amazing. And so I was like, okay, well, he said, before we go to Christchurch, meet me in Nelson. That's what he said, meet me in Nelson. So I was somewhere south. I'd gone to what's called a wild foods festival. And that's where they eat like grubs and bugs and like, yeah, they eat all kinds of crazy things. It was very wild. So anyway, but I had left there because that was kind of gross, and I went and stayed on this
Like,
this
fuck
or-
that place.
They say
Or-
wild. I say gross, but
it was-
Wild food. No.
so I'm hitchhiking between all these different places. Every experience is amazing. Everybody's super nice. They're like, "Oh, you have a guitar, play us a song." They loved it. And I go stay on this organic farm. They're like, "Oh, you open for a band. We're going to be playing, in front of a crowd of 3,000 people." And I was like, "Sure." So I go to this festival and I open for this band at this huge festival on this big stage or whatever in New Zealand. And then they're like, "Okay, well, we're going back to the farm, but we can't take you back. We have too many people." So I had all these rules around hitchhiking. One of them was you don't hitchhike after dark. You just don't do that. Another one of my rules was you don't put any of your stuff in the trunk of the car, because what if you need to get out quickly? You don't want to leave your passport and things in the back, right? And another one was that
You're way better than this than I am. Hitchhiking.
hitchhiking.
You have to be as a woman.
I had to, right? I had all these rules around it.
Something you have to just think about.
And so fast forward, they dropped me off on the side of the road. Oh, the other one was you don't try to hitchhike near an intersection because that's just so many people passing and you look so obvious and like there's just too much option and opportunity. I know that sounds kind of inverse, but it was part of my rule. So they dropped me off. All of these things were happening all at once. But I had to get to Nelson. And then I had read not Kerouac's On the Road, but Dharma Bums, which is like the whole thing is about hitchhiking and these amazing experiences. I had read it on the plane ride over. And so I was like, I was committed to the hitch. I was committed.
I love it.
And so I would not give up my trying to get to Nelson to meet my friend to go to this concert, right? Young and dumb. And so I'm there and I'm there and I'm there and nothing is happening. And so finally this guy pulls over in this gold Cadillac. And I'm in New Zealand. No
Are
one
you
has
breaking any rules at this point?
any of my rules.
the
All
rules.
of
All the
them.
rules.
It's sunset. I'm near an
Listen up to the story.
intersection.
I was having a butterfly pee.
Gold Cadillac, like
Gold-
straight up gold.
Gold Cadillac. And no one drives a Cadillac in New Zealand.
Like it
Or
was
a
made
fucking
of gold or it
gold
was just painted gold? I'm just kidding.
those are rare. I think
Really
everywhere.
heavy.
Yeah,
Actually.
That's solid gold.
Have you guys been
Not
to New
good over
Zealand?
speed bumps.
Never.
Huh?
Gotta go.
It's
I want to go. That's on my list.
All right, so gold Cadillac pulls up.
I'm right
and he
there.
pulls up and he looks out and he's like, "Put your stuff in the boot." And I was like, "No, I'm not going to put my stuff in the boot." For anyone who doesn't know the trunk,
Did you say
right?
that out loud?
And I said, "No, I thank you so much, but I'm not going to put myself. I'll put it in the back seat. That's fine." He's like, "Put your stuff in the boot." I'm like, I'm not going to put my stuff in the boot. He's like, "Put your stuff in the boot." He says it 3 times. And so finally, and he's like, "Pop the trunk." And I like close the trunk and put my stuff in the back seat anyway. Totally just,
Bars.
right? So then,
Wearing a leather jacket.
so I go around to the other side of the car and like stick my head in. He's like, "Where are you going?" I'm like, I'm trying to get to Nelson. He's like, "Oh, my name is Nelson."
Yeah, great.
Okay.
Yeah, that was-
well, where you headed,
Could you do him in a Kiwi
Well,
accent?
the thing is, he wasn't Kiwi. He was actually Australian, which has to do with the
Oh, did-
Cadillac and a lot of
Might have
other
made a
things about
difference if you just let it come out.
Put your things in the boot, love.
There you go. That's
That's
close
pretty
enough.
good.
That was good.
All right. Pretty good, Alo.
Keep it going.
Oh, Nelson, that's my name.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. There he is. He's all.
But I don't know, is that New Zealand or Australia?
No,
Like,
no,
they're
but
the
that was
same to
Australian.
me.
That was
All
Australian.
right.
That was
Wait,
Aussie.
let's play this out really quick. So
Oh, Nelson, that's my name. Why, my name's Nelson. Put your shit in the boot.
Put
and
your shit in the boot.
Shove off then.
yeah, so I stick my hand in the door. Where are you going, Nelson? Oh, that's my name.
impressed.
And I'm like, ah. And I open the door and I open the door and I sit down and I close the door and he starts speeding off. And I look to my left and he's wearing a cowboy hat, a collared shirt, and Speedos.
What?
No pants.
Wait, does he have shoes on?
No
Can you see that?
shoes.
Did Nelson have hairy legs?
And I thought I was going to die. I thought it was like the fact that I'm telling this story is a miracle to me. Like cowboy hat, collared shirt, Speedo.
Oh no.
I think I held my breath to the entire ride. And
Oh, but nothing happened.
Oh, yeah, but they're called
He was chill.
budgie smugglers.
Budgie smugglers.
Aye.
Smuggling is bad.
He was just having a good
Yeah,
time.
chill, just a little found out I could run a little quick if I have to.
Oh,
Ready for a swim? Always ready for a swim, you know?
That's what he said.
you never know
That's
when
what
you
he
need a
said.
quick swim.
You
Quick
never know
That's
when
what
you
he
need to
said.
swim.
I just always ready
Like, hey,
for
fancy a
quick
swim?
Yeah.
You're not ready. I'm ready. So,
Turns out you don't need pants in New Zealand.
My mate Steve, one of those, he's got a pool. We go over there, we have a
we
quick
gotta have a quick swim in the pool.
dive off his dick, you know?
Dive off his dick.
You
not
can
as
dive off.
much of
You
a
got a dick so
sausage
big, you
as you
dive
might
off
think.
it. You do
No,
double
no,
axle.
It's like a springboard.
Like
Sometimes
springboard.
we have a Sheila, you know? Sometimes. Depends.
What if he was like, sorry if you smell my dick?
It's not bad to smell. I love that.
Sorry about if my dick smells. You smell it?
Your
hope you don't
accent's,
smell it. I'm
your
sorry.
accent's bloody great.
Yeah, I don't. I'm doing it good right now, but it's not always.
I need
It's
to
like
get more
pool.
blood
It's
to do
like for
accent.
like half an hour I'll be good and then I lose it.
That was good. It's so good.
It was actually really good.
Yeah,
I had to keep
okay,
looking
Nelson.
to be
I
like,
feel
Full
like
warning, we
Nelson
will
now.
probably be talking like you for the next 4 months.
Yeah, we should give that.
I think is actually
Christine
what's going
watched
to
a
happen.
British. What's the fuck island show?
Love Island.
Love Island. It's British, and she goes, "Yeah, proper want a coffee."
that's- I
like,
Cannot
That's
stop.
Jack
I shouldn't
Jones.
stop.
And she
I've
still
never
talks with that
I've
accent.
never consumed so much like
laughter.
Reality television.
British
contemporary British
Whiskey.
language.
Oh, okay.
I've never no.
Yeah.
The whiskey I've drank before, but no, it was like I don't know. Normally I see old antiquated versions
Or there's
of
like
speech.
a British character, but
Antiquated.
this was
So
not
this,
set.
to answer your question pre-podcast,
Yeah.
biggest cultural difference.
Yeah.
It's either the amount of whiskey you pour on your chasers,
Yeah.
but probably your vocabulary. Because antiquated,
Not a word.
no, it's probably a word, but nobody in the UK will ever use that word.
Well, because nobody in the UK is cool.
But I would never say
You're wrong.
antiquated. I don't know
When's
what
the
it
last time
means.
you
Christine
used
is
antiquated?
Antique.
smart.
It's antiquated.
Literally
it's
this morning.
old.
Yeah.
Out, like I
I
hear.
heard
Antique.
JC use that.
Literally.
Yep.
Like an antique.
Well, I guess my experience with like
Nelson, that's more than
the English.
Are you?
I just wanted to see if I still had it.
I really wanted you. I
So
really
anyway, you
wanted
can-
you to finish the smelly dick. That's the reason he was going for a swim. I really wanted
Oh.
it.
Gotta wash off it.
You can't smell my dick, can you? Because I could go for a swim right
Well,
anytime. I'm ready. So
I'm
as soon as
ready.
you want me
If it
to,
smells,
you say the
I'll
word,
flip
I'm
it.
swimming.
Yeah. My uncle always told me when I was growing up, just be ready for anything. And we're so close to the ocean.
Especially swim.
Yep. Swimming.
All right, so
It
you
is
were
good
consuming
advice.
while watching Fuck Island. You consumed a lot of British accents, more than
Fuck Island.
ever in
Well,
your
like
life.
real people. I've never watched
Is that
like
a reality TV show
Yeah,
where they
it's
take
like
people
a-
to an
That
island?
reality
That's Jack
TV.
Jones's favorite reality television.
Fuck
show.
Island.
It is pretty
It's
terrible
called
and
Love
amazing.
Island, but I call it Fuck
But
Island.
they also go other places. There is Love Island, Australia,
Yeah.
which will change my dialect temporarily.
Please do.
It all, yeah. It
Yeah,
just,
we absorb
once I watch it,
accents.
I just have a
'Cause then
hard
we also
time
hung out
getting
with the
back to my baseline.
We hung out with the Argentinians,
Oh,
and
yeah,
we
that
still
was
talk
rough.
like them too. We go like, "I love it."
Sometimes.
like,
I-
Nico, if you love something,
Yeah.
it'd be better if you could hear my
So
microphone,
good.
but he just goes, "I love it,"
I love it.
and it's just way better than like, "I love it." Like,
That sounds
I
more
love
French.
It. I love
I
it.
love it.
I love this.
Mm-hmm.
I love this.
I love
the
I
romance
this
language
game.
for sure.
It is. I mean, it's a
Argentinian.
romance
J'adore,
language.
je t'aime.
So anyway, we are going to speak with Scottish.
I will have an
accents for
identity
The thing
crisis.
is, this is not a Scottish accent.
No,
So
please
I-
let him do his
Oh, sorry,
Scottish
Irish.
accent.
Yeah,
I go-
can we hear
Please,
that?
I go
please.
back
Can we hear the
home.
fairies?
Please.
Talk to me like a fairy.
Oh my god.
Wait, and you had so much issue with me speaking like I was from this country.
Hey, I thought it was a safe
I want to talk
place.
to you like a fairy.
Safe accent place.
It was till I felt
Girl,
uncomfortable.
if you're gonna get it, you gotta take it. That's all I'm saying.
All right, here I am.
All right.
Taking it.
Let's get more of that fairy talk
And
now.
more of that fair enough. When I go home to Scotland, I literally, well, like the last time I went to my village, and it's a tiny village called Tongue. You can get T-shirts from the craft shop that say "I heart Tongue," like I heart New York. My granny had
Baby.
my granny, who was just
It
a
explains a
genius
lot.
granny. She was a genius granny, like so bad at everything that most grannies are good at, but so great at everything else. Would drive around a little Nissan Micra. I don't know if you have those. They're like the size of this table ish.
Yeah, we got those that are called Hot Wheels.
Yeah, yeah. She was.
Micro? No.
I'll go with it. She's in a little Hot Wheel, and she got a little bumper sticker that says "I Heart Tongue" driving around town, and everyone's like, "Oh, Frida, what's she doing?" Like, because she's Welsh, and she knew. the connotations of it. But she was just so cool. She was like full circle. She was like, I understand what it means, but then I really don't give a fuck either. So I'm going to pretend like I'm ignorant because I'm 75, so I can do that. It's brilliant.
So she knew it was kind of dirty.
Cheeky.
Oh, she knew.
Cheeky,
She's like, I
if
don't
you
even know
will.
what it is.
She'd never admit
Cheeky.
it. She'd never admit it. over a
Proper
skirt.
cheeky.
Yeah.
Proper.
You know, us making
Yeah.
fun of you for doing the Southern accent. If I did like a British accent,
That's where
someone would be
I-
like, "That's like Cockney. That's not like or like that's
Aye.
like Welsh. Like I don't know the
Cockney.
difference."
It's the same as
Yeah.
me going back to my village, walking into the one of two bars. This is how small it is. There's two bars. If one's open, the other one has to close because there's not enough people.
What are they called?
Well, there's the Tongue Hotel, which is called the Brass Tap, of which there's one in Vacaville, by the way,
A brass tap.
a Brass Tap.
I like
And
the Brass
then
Tap.
there's the Ben Loyal. Ben Loyal's the mountains that are right behind
Ben
it.
Loyal.
You got Ben Loyal and Ben Hope. Ben is the name we put in front of our mountains. So it's just like Ben Nevis, it's like Mountain Nevis kind of thing.
Okay.
It's cool.
I didn't know that.
Interesting.
So you walk in, and this happens.
walking in your Scottish accent, please.
It's coming. It's coming. I'm like leading them into it. So I go in and I'm chatting to the bar staff who I went to school with.
Oh, the pit.
They vaguely remember me. They're like, yeah. Like, yeah, I'm Frida's son. They're like, yeah, Frida's son. I'm like, aye, Fried, like grandson. Whiskey. No, tequila, mezcal.
Nelson, that's my name.
And I've got this so many times. I go and I'm going, yeah. They're like, but you're English. I'm like, I'm not English. I grew up in that house. I went to school with you, and you. I kissed you. We had sex. Blah blah blah. blah. And they're like, but you're English. Listen to you. You're not Scottish. I'm like, no, I'm born and bred Scot. I'm Scot. You're not Scottish. You're English. Fuck off. That's it. That's my welcome home I get every time.
Dude, was that the same growing up, or have you just spent so much
That
time
is so
outside of
badass.
Scotland
I
that
wanna
your
be
accent
welcome
is
home.
That's about it, but it's the accent.
You ain't English.
I have
You
like
ain't-
an
I mean,
English
you ain't
accent.
Scottish.
But did
Okay.
you have an English
Wait, do it
accent?
again.
No.
You
You ain't Scottish.
Just say
You ain't
this.
Scottish, you
No,
English.
you wouldn't say ain't.
No, that's like
Ain't
English.
is when you're being fucking Cockney, right? You say ain't.
Oh, Cockney.
Cockney, yeah. But if you're, which is closer to my
It's like
accent to
Brad
me.
Pitt in that
See,
movie.
No, that was when he was a
Snatch.
biker.
No, he was an Irish pikey.
Pikey.
Yeah.
Classic pocket.
Do not do it. They will turn
Proper
up here and
pikey.
burn everything.
Pikeys.
Don't do their
That's
accent.
like making fun of
We don't
Russian
even know
people.
how to do it. Pikey.
Pikey.
I went back to Australia with the pikeys. Watch out, making fun of pikeys. They'll show up, burn your house down.
It'd be funny if they did right now. There's like
Yeah.
They would.
It happens instantly.
Get out here.
It's like, yeah, we got internet.
You make fun of us.
Christy, can you repeat after me?
Yes.
You're not Scottish. You're English.
You ain't Scottish, you English.
No,
you
you're
ain't.
knee.
Oh, I
You're
keep-
not.
You're
You're
not.
not Scottish.
I like
Wait, wait.
English.
Close your
Say it again.
eyes.
Say it. I have to focus. Say it again.
You're not Scottish.
You're not Scottish.
You're English.
You're English. You're not Scottish.
You're
English.
not.
You know.
Your knee.
Knee is like
Oh,
not.
that's good.
Knee.
Your knee
You're
is
not
Scottish.
You're
Scottish.
not. I can't do the third.
And then just
throat gurgle.
you just
You're
you
not
throw in a-
Scottish.
You're
throw-
not Scottish.
Scottish is tough for you.
You're not Scottish. You're English.
Just say
That was the best one.
with no spaces. Just say your niece is Scottish.
What? Your niece is Scottish. You're English.
Do you know what? That was probably the closest.
You're knee Scottish.
to Glasgow.
Oh man.
To be fair, these have never been my strong suit.
Quick question, weird question. Okay, fairies. So I'm like dead serious about this. There's like national parks for fairies. Is there not? Am I tripping?
In Scotland,
It's a superstitious
we have
kind
fairy
of place.
pools in the sky.
But I feel like it's maybe Scotland. Maybe
Well, let's
That's neat,
let's
fairies.
unpack that then, because what's a fairy pool in the sky? I'm not sure what
Is
that
this
means.
based on that Netflix?
Oh,
special?
Sky's an
no,
island.
this is based on real
in-
life.
Sky's
Fairy
an
pool,
island
so
in
like a
Scotland.
lake?
Golly.
And they have fairy
No,
pools, which
life.
is like it's actually one of the most beautiful things you'll ever see in your life.
I believe it.
And
A fairy.
no fairy pools in sky, in the outer sky. So whenever you go, like my advice to any travelers who want to go to Scotland,
Let's go.
when you get there,
I'm going.
see Edinburgh for a day or two, see Glasgow for a day or two, and then head west. Follow the coast up to Skye. When you get to Skye, head to the fairy pools. Skye is a beautiful island with these like cracked, like windswept, barren but beautiful looking mountains, and you walk into them, and I'm nestled in the right in the middle of that range are these descending pools that you can jump off rocks at varying sizes, and they're called the fairy pools, and they have all kinds of myths, and you can talk to any local in any bar and they'll make up a whole bunch of bullshit that will just make your toes it's fucking awesome.
JC loves that shit.
But
I
it's
do.
so
Will
cold.
you tell us the whole thing in your Scottish accent, please?
This is not my Scottish accent. I am putting it on.
Proper
Proper
Scottish.
accent it.
I think it's all like I can get away with making a really bad attempt at an American accent because I'm not from.
Listen.
You need
Ye
from-
are Scottish.
Oh my God, she just bravehearted you. What are you going to do about that?
You're nice Scottish.
You are Scottish.
That was good.
Yeah, that's good.
Because I am too. Yeah. I got it.
Dig it up.
All right, hey, as fun as all this is, these cameras are probably going to die soon. Let's wrap this up and make
cool.
music. So this
Oh,
was fucking
yeah.
awesome, you guys.
Yeah.
This was
That was
actually
cool.
a really fun podcast. There wasn't too much crosstalk. I
No.
feel like the talking
did okay
stick
for
kind of went
ourselves.
around.
No, but
Yeah,
you
yeah.
listen.
Wasn't too
But
much
wait a second.
crosstalk.
I feel like we're on a cliffhanger because Janalyn keeps suggesting that there's more here.
To the Scottish accent. Can
Oh.
you just say the Elk Lodge in your Scottish
Yeah.
Say thank you for listening to the
Say
Elk
thank
Lodge.
you.
Good night, everybody.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
bumper, the Hex Coffee thing.
Is this the Elk Lodge podcast?
Yes.
Ah.
Oh yeah, you're on the Elk Lodge. So just pick a
give us
camera, any of these cameras, and
give
just
us
kind of
a
sign us
little
out.
Scottish
What am I saying?
charm.
Thanks for listening to the Elk Lodge
Put glasses
podcast.
on for
And
this.
we will.
This is where you put the shades
We'll
on.
see you next week.
Hey, gals, pals, how you doing? Thank you so much for tuning in to the Elk Lodge podcast. Hope you've enjoyed yourselves. Please give a massive home round of applause for my beautiful compadres here. We're going to see you next time. I probably will not, but these guys are going to be here giving you the shits and giggles all night long. Ciao.
Yeah.